morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Global Atheist News Roundup, dateline 6th of January 2024. Happy New Year! We are back to normal. This week's headlines. Iran leader vows harsh responses to deadly bombings that killed 84. Muslims massacred 223 Christians and injured more than 500 people in and around Catholic churches in Nigeria on Christmas Day. Denmark introduces laws that question its attitude towards Islamism and blasphemy. Thousands of people came to Oldham for Dum and Dua. Mormons are no longer a majority in Utah. And a US presidential candidate is speaking the truth. And Pentecostals keep on breaking into a praise break throughout a church service. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has vowed a harsh response to a bomb attack on crowds marking the anniversary of spy master Qasem Soleimani's assassination by the US. A two-bomb attack in Kerman in southern Iran killed 84 people and wounded many more. The Islamic State group, IS, said it carried out the attack. IS has attacked civilians and security forces in Iran on a number of occasions in recent years. It welcomed the 2020 death of General Soleimani, whose militias fought against the group in Iraq for years. Iranian officials said at least one blast was caused by a suicide bomber. Muslims massacred about 223 Christians and injured more than 500 people in and around Catholic churches on Christmas Day while chanting Allahu Akbar. See this video.
ولله العزة ولرسوله وللمؤمنين ولكن المنافقين لا يعلمون الله أكبر. Hello Sunusi. Da Allah ina son kana ji. Ka biyo bakin hanya duka
The Danish Parliament bans Quran burnings. See this video.
Denmark's recent legislative move to ban Quran burnings has garnered attention in the wake of widespread protests. The bill, passed on December 7th, prohibits the public mistreatment of holy text, with penalties ranging from fines to a maximum of 2 years in prison. The Danish Ministry of Justice stated that the aim is to counter the perceived systematic mockery contributing to escalating terrorism threats. Inger Stogberg, leader of the Denmark Democrats Party, said, quote, "History will judge us harshly for this, and for good reason. What it all comes down to is whether a restriction on freedom of speech is determined by us or whether it is dictated from the outside." It took Denmark 600 years to repeal blasphemy laws and 6 years of bullying to put them back on the books. It's deplorable, shameful, and embarrassing, and Denmark will be judged harshly for this.
Dum and Dua. Yes, I don't know what it means either. In Oldham. See this video.
और दूसरे लोग के लिए जो व्हीलचेयर के मरीज हैं, बीमार हैं, उनके करीब के लोग होगा, उनके सर पे हाथ रखे, अपने हाथ करता तो ठीक है, भाई हाथ कीजिए, कोई छोटा बच्चा है उसके सर पे हाथ रखे, अगर दूसरा भी हाथ हो जाए हाथ कीजिए।
In the nation. But by 2022, people with no religion were 25% of Utah's population, near the national mean of 27%. This is a rapid, substantial change in Utah's religious demography and is fueled primarily by Mormon defectors. The church is losing its ability to influence behavior in neighborhoods, workplaces, and civic organizations. This, in turn, makes it easier for Mormons who are questioning their faith to leave it behind without social penalties. Based on a survey of Utahans that uses self-reported church membership, Mormons are no longer a majority in Utah. This assertion conflicts with
Mormons
the
are
LDS
no longer
church
a majority
rolls,
in Utah,
which,
according
according
to
to
the
the
Journal
Journal
of
of
Religion
Religion
and
and
Demography,
Demography,
edition 10.
However, the church uses
The dwindling
membership
Mormon
criteria that are not
population
useful
itself
for social
an outcome
scientists,
of secularization
and Mormon leaders
accelerates
have
the
used
continued
these dubious
secularization
numbers
process
for public
in a
relations
positive
and
feedback
propaganda. In 2004, an
Utah
avowed
had the
atheist
highest
in
church
Iowa
membership rate
challenged
in the
the
nation,
presidential candidate,
but
by
on
2022,
why he should
people
vote
with no
for
religion
him.
were 25%
If he
of
says
Utah's population,
that God
near
is
the
real.
national mean of 27%. See this video. This is a rapid, substantial change
And finally,
in Utah's religious
Pentecostals
demography,
kept breaking
and is
into
fueled
a
primarily
praise
by
break
Mormon defectors
throughout their church service.
Here's another
The church
video.
is losing its
Just
ability
watch.
to influence behavior in neighborhoods,
Shortly on this channel, you can watch
and
Tercia and
civic
I chat
organizations.
with guest Ken Daniels.
This, in
who
turn,
began
makes
life
it
in
easier
Africa
for
where he
Mormons
was
who are
born to
questioning their
evangelical
faith
missionaries
to leave it behind
He's
without
now
social
an
penalties.
atheist software engineer.
Based on a
That's an
survey of
interesting story.
Utahans
Come and find out and
that
join in by
uses
text.
self-reported church
And don't forget
membership,
to watch
views
Mormons
on the news,
are no longer
the show
a majority
where our
in Utah.
opinionated panel
Give their
this
views
assertion
on the items
conflicts
I've
with
just
the
reported
LDS
on.
church rolls.
This has been
which show a
Global
Mormon
Atheist
majority
News.
persists
Please
in the
like,
state. Subscribe,
However,
the
and
church
share.
uses membership
Thank you for
criteria
watching.
that are not useful for social scientists, and Mormon leaders have used these dubious numbers for public relations and propaganda. An avowed atheist in Iowa challenged a presidential candidate on why he should vote for him if he says that God is real. See this video.
A satanic vote that would appeal to them that's not a kitschy conservative catchphrase.
Okay, I'll
You know,
tell you this.
the wokeism and all that. No, what we see is a government that is propping up Christianity, that is excusing Christianity's bad actors, that isn't doing anything to fight Christian nationalism.
So here's what I believe. There may be points in our history where that would be applicable. Respectfully, I don't think that's actually a major threat in this country compared to the threats that I named. But
Christian nationalism.
But
You don't feel that's
I don't feel like that's a major threat right
January
now.
6th.
I feel like wokeism
Christian
and transgenderism is. But you asked me to say something that will allow to speak to people who are atheists.
Because there's an atheist watching this right
Yeah, let me actually just address your question. You are free to live your life and practice your faith or absence thereof freely without anybody standing in your way, because that's what the First Amendment of the Constitution ensures. And if I have one job as your next president, it is to swear an oath to that Constitution and to keep it. Here's how you'll know that I know what I'm talking about. This was modeled on Thomas Paine's work, Common Sense. People are familiar with that. That was actually the leaflets they handed out to start the American Revolution. I'll tell you about one thing about Thomas Paine. He was an atheist, actually. So one of the men who started the American Revolution, most of our founding fathers were Christian. Thomas Jefferson was a deist. He's my favorite founding father, probably my favorite president. I look up and find the most common cause with him. Less so with Thomas Paine, but I respect the hell out of him. Because he too, without him, the American Revolution wouldn't happen. So I recognize that about our history. And I recognize that about our Constitution. And I recognize that even people of diverse faiths in this country were bound together by the ideals enshrined in that Constitution. And I will fight to the death for actually reviving those constitutional ideals in this country. And what's in that First Amendment is you may not agree with what I have to say, but I will defend to the very end your right to say it. That's America. That is what makes America great. That is what makes America excel. And so, yes, can we disagree on some questions and still have you support me as your U.S. president, not as your pastor, but as your president? I think darn right you can. That's my answer.
This might help you. Yes or no, just to finish.
Okay.
Do you believe our rights come from God or from you?
I believe that our natural rights,
secular democracy.
our natural rights outside of a government come from God. Our natural rights. In the context of a constitutional republic, the rights that we enjoy are the ones enshrined and codified in our Constitution. And I recognize the difference between being a president and a pastor. Thank you.
And finally, Pentecostals kept breaking into a praise break throughout their church service. Here's another video. Just watch. Shortly on this channel, you can watch Tercia and I chat with guest Ken Daniels, who began life in Africa where he was born to evangelical missionaries. He's now an atheist software engineer. That's an interesting story. Come and find out and join in by text. And don't forget to watch Views on the News, the show where our opinionated panel give their views on the items I've just reported on. This has been Global Atheist News. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.